You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Yeah, hey, good morning. My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby.
Tommy sent me a photo yesterday. He's got the ball.
It is significant.
I sent you that photo. It's way bigger than I thought it was.
This is what AC/DC was singing about.
Yeah.
This is definitely what they were talking about.
I called him and I was like, dude, that thing is huge. He says it is the size of his fist.
Crazy.
And he's got big hands.
He's got big mitts.
Yeah. And then I asked him, I was like, so what are you thinking? Like, how are you going to do this? He said that he watched a bunch of YouTube videos yesterday.
Perfect. Yeah.
On how to properly cook it.
Good.
He's got it in a brine right now.
Oh.
And then tomorrow he's going to start smoking it.
Yeah.
In anticipation for Friday. And then he said he'll bring some of the sauces from his restaurant there, and then we can pick which sauce we want
to dip
on
it in?
Yeah.
To dip the ball in?
Yeah.
Perfect. Also, meanwhile, I want to give a shout out to, I don't know the kid's name, but my son comes home from school yesterday, and apparently there's someone in his grade 3 class that his family listens to the show in the mornings.
Yeah.
And this kid was listening to us yesterday make this announcement and came to school and was like, oh my God, Marcus, your dad's so funny. He's going to eat a bowl of testicles.
He said a bowl?
A bowl of testicles. I was like, nobody. One bull testicle.
That's a lot more extreme.
I'm just picturing, like, when you sit down on the couch to watch the game and you got a bowl of chips. Except it's just a bowl of testicles.
He's like, I don't know what happens in your house. Are you okay?
I did, like, and that's the other thing. I'm like telling my son, I'm like, not a bowl of testicles, just one big bull testicle.
Yeah.
And then I realized, I'm like, this is still a weird conversation to have with your son.
Yeah, your kid must be so confused right now. That's got to be... I never thought how much of a tough time it's got to be for your little guy at school.
Like, both my kids are now starting to get old enough where the nonsense that we do on this show is bleeding over.
You should just show him the photo and be like, this is what I'm eating. Although that might scar him too.
I did.
You know what? I will say, there's so many people that are like, when Tommy said that he was going to smoke it for us yesterday, they're like, you're not going to eat it raw? Look at this thing.
Yeah.
This thing it looks bigger than the ones that they were eating on Fear Factor.
Honestly, this looks like a stress ball. Like one of those big stress balls you'd see on someone's desk.
It's like an alien egg or something that's holding a fetus of something that doesn't live on this planet.
Do you remember those toys when you were a kid? And they were like balls, they had water in them, and if you squeezed them, then they would get big on the other side? Like,
yeah.
Do you think this would do the same thing? If you picked it up and just gave it a good squeeze?
If you squeeze that thing hard enough, I don't know what's going to come out, man.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Dalby just told me something.
We're going to talk about this on the show?
You kind of just blew my mind.
Well, yeah, I was talking to you friend to friend here.
I'm sorry to put you on the spot. Dalby just told me you thinking about getting a vasectomy?
I got it booked.
It's booked?
It's booked. It's happening end of the month.
Oh.
I got 2 weeks and 2 days.
Is it all this ball talk that kind of got the ball rolling on this?
I'm not gonna lie, it kind of made me start thinking. I mean, I hit 41 the other day. Feel like my child rearing days are in the rear view, you know?
Yeah.
I got 2 kids. I got a step kid now. Like, things are good. I don't think I need any more. And then we started talking about all this ball stuff, and I was like, let me make some calls. End of the month, yeah. I gotta go to Ottawa to get it done, which is weird, but
now, as soon as you told me that, the only reason why I wanted to talk about it on air is because I want to make a playlist for you when you do it.
To listen to before and after?
Like, hear me out. As soon as you lay down on the table.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort.
Brother, if this song starts playing when I go in for my vasectomy, I will no longer be getting a vasectomy.
Dude, there's so many songs. You could make an entire vasectomy playlist on like Spotify or something. Do you remember that Shinedown song from a few years ago? And it's like freedom, la la la.
Again, I don't know how I feel about having a hard rock playlist happening while they're doing surgery.
There's so many you could do. You could do Freebird, Comfortably Numb, The Final Countdown, I Want to Be Sedated.
Free as a bird now.
That one could probably last the entire surgery with how fast these vasectomies go now.
I would be worried about the guy with the scalpel. Or no, it's one of those no scalpel, so I guess it's a laser of some... I just would be worried about the guy in charge getting into the guitar solo. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, if it's laser, then I guess you can't play Bryan Adams.
Oh, no, because it is a laser that, in fact, does cut like a knife.
Oh, there you go. Well, it's still doing the cutting, so Sheryl Crow works. And then remember, you can try to love again.
Yeah.
But it won't be the same without your little guy.
Whoa, what do you mean without my little guy? First of all, watch your words.
Sorry.
Second of all, they don't take it off.
One of the two amigos, I mean.
They're just removing it. All right, you're done with this now.
I'm legit going to make you a playlist to listen to for when you go in there, man.
Thanks, man. This is why you're my best friend.
I want to try and talk to the office and see what the average time frame is. That way I can cue it up for the final song as you're walking out the door.
You're building to the finale like a fireworks
Your
display.
balls got the little string attached in the air.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast. Is it real? Is it fake? Do we even care? Let's find out.
All right, I saw this headline yesterday. Mexican Coke kicked off a fentanyl tour after frontman reportedly fights audience.
Fentanyl is a crazy band name. Like, the other two are weird because you say, Asbestos is the opener. But fentanyl is wild.
It's moments like this where sometimes I wonder if bands have gone too far with the names they pick for their bands.
What's that line? Everybody's so creative.
So we're going to do a real or fake here this morning. Thank you to everyone who texted in. It is up to Dalby to determine if the band is real or if it's fake, all right? We'll start with this one. Emil and the Sniffers, an Australian pub rock and punk rock band based in Melbourne.
Emil and the Sniffers? If you had said almost any country other than Australia, I think I say fake, but I think Australia, I think it's real.
Yeah, that's them.
Hell yeah, Emil.
It's kind of a rad sound. I've been listening to this band for a few weeks now, actually.
The Sniffers kind of rip.
All right, coming in here, number 2. Whiskey Tapeworm, an indie grunge band from Portland, Oregon.
Whiskey Tapeworm.
Whiskey Tapeworm, real or fake?
Amazing band name. I think someone should use it, but I'm going to guess that this one is fake.
That one is fake. That one was texted on the text line.
Damn. Somebody take that now. That's great.
Next one we got here is We Butter Our Bread with Butter.
Sorry, hang on. We butter our bread with butter.
We butter the bread with butter. A German metalcore band with electronic music characteristics.
Oh, you know what? That sounds just broken English enough. I'm going to say real. Oh!
That's a little bit of the we butter the bread with butter.
That butters my bread with butter.
That's some heavy butter.
That's some deep butter.
That's some heavy butter there. All right, we're 3 for 3 here this morning.
Hell yeah.
When I say the Pigeon Detectives, and they are described as an English indie rock band from Rothwell in Leeds.
I'm going to sound silly if I'm wrong about this, but there's something in my brain that says I've heard of this band before, so I'm going to say real.
That is real.
Yeah! I don't know where I've heard the Pigeon Detectives before.
Yeah, someone texted this in. I kind of dig it.
I've heard this band before, and they are really good.
I like it. I like it a lot. Also, fantastic name.
Also, I got the Pigeon Detectives, but if you heard the quiz on Monday, I couldn't remember Bryan Adams.
All right, moving on here. The Tony Danza Tap Dance Extravaganza.
Tony Danza?
Described as an American mathcore, grindcore, metalcore band from Tennessee, the Tony Danza Tap Dance. That is a mouthful to say. The Tony Danza Tap Dance Extravaganza. Real or fake?
I'll tell you this. I want to say it's real only because I don't believe that you would have taken the time to come up with all those details if it was fake.
Some heavy tap dancing for that one.
The Tony Danza tap dance extravaganza.
How do you even put that on a shirt?
The whole thing. It's the whole front of the shirt.
All right, got a couple more for you here.
Okay.
Peter Piper in the Pickles, a ska band from Santa Cruz, California.
No, that one feels almost too boring. I'm going to say fake.
Peter Piper in the Pickles is actually a great ska band name,
It's
though.
very funny.
Someone's got to use that. All right, and finally here, we have the String Cheese Incident. They are described as an American jam band from Crested Butte, Colorado.
I have also, I believe in my time as a music director, I'm pretty sure I got an email from the String Cheese Incident.
You're real?
I'm saying real.
I just want
That is the String Cheese Incident right there.
For the record, we did not end up playing their song on the radio.
You know, the one crazy thing is I know bands always hate if you interview them and ask what is the meaning behind your name. That's one of those ones where I gotta know, what is the String Cheese Incident?
I gotta ask, what happened with the string cheese and how did you all move past it?
What's the situation? I need details on this. Good job, you went perfect this
I
morning.
crushed that one, baby.
And also got some new bands to check out. Definitely listening to the Tony Danza Tap Dance Extravaganza at the gym tomorrow.
On straight repeat all day.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Remember the candy Airheads?
Yeah, my kids still buy the little, the small packaged ones every now and again.
Well, they're making some headlines.
Okay.
As they're planning on introducing a new product ahead of Halloween. Airheads feet spray.
Do you spray it on your feet, or is it a spray that smells like feet?
Yeah, it's a spray you're supposed to spray on your feet, but it's supposed to smell like Airheads candy.
Oh.
They put out a press release. It's pretty out of pocket, to be honest with you.
Foot fetishists everywhere celebrating today.
It says, this Halloween, we want trick-or-treaters to treat their feet with our new cherry-scented foot spray that smells just like an Airhead cherry bar. Now even your feet can smell like Airheads. A gift that keeps on giving beyond Halloween night. This spray really gives the trick-or-treat Smell My Feet song a whole new meaning. Now people might just want to give them a sniff.
Oh, Jesus.
And they're encouraging people to spray kids' feet when they come to the door.
Oh, I'll tell you right now, when I take my kids trick-or-treating on Halloween, if they go knock on a door, ding-dong, hey, trick-or-treat, and the person inside the house starts trying to spray their feet, that's the end of trick-or-treating.
Yo, if someone ever goes up to your kids and go, let me see your foot for a second.
Let me see them feet.
Straight to jail.
Straight to jail.
What the actual hell is that?
You got something here if you're like, hey, here's a funny product, and you market it to adults, and you're like, hey, babe, my feet smell like cherry Airheads or whatever.
Sure.
Why you gotta bring the kids into this?
I don't know in what world that is acceptable.
Also, what deranged kid is barefoot trick-or-treating in this 2024, the year of our Lord?
In the press release, they actually have, what would you call it? Like someone who's used the product. And
a testimonial?
So Kristen, a mother from 4 in Texas, said, with Airhead's cherry-scented foot spray, I finally feel prepared. And honestly, there's nothing worse than the smell of stinky feet, especially after a long night of trick-or-treating.
That's her, officer. Lock her up. Boys, don't forget, before you go to school, spray your feet.
Yo, if you get one of these bottles and you start doing this to kids, that's how you end up on a list.
100%. No, you absolutely have to start introducing yourselves by law to your neighbors if you do stuff like this.
And if you're asking to smell my feet, at least $100. I'm not letting you do that for free.
Man, don't sell yourself short. You're worth more than $100.
$250 at least.
At least $250 to smell this guy's feet.
The Brock and Dobby Podcast.
There's only one person on the text line that texted in and said, well, the song literally goes, trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat, so it makes sense.
Sure, we all sang the song growing up. I don't know about you. In all my years of going trick-or-treating, and I've lived in many places across this country, when I sang the song, at no point did I then whip out a toe and be like, here it is.
I mean, I also would say, if you don't, I don't care, I'll pull down your underwear, but nobody ever was like, do it.
Sorry. You said what?
You've never heard that?
Run it by me one more time.
Trick or treat, smell my feet, give me something good to eat.
I'm with you so far.
If you don't, I don't care, I'll pull down your underwear. This is new to you?
That's up there with spraying the feet. What are you pulling down underwear
that
for?
That was a child staple. That's how we did it at every house.
Never had that one up in the territories, tell you that right now.
No?
We were not threatening each other with a pantsing at Halloween.
What did you guys say?
We ended it at give me something good to eat. What more's left to be said? I'm here for candy.
It wasn't. What was the other one? There's like a Montreal one. Not too big, not too small, just the size of Montreal.
Yeah, okay, that is another one I've at least heard that one.
That one
before.
made it up to the territories at least?
That one's just getting there now, actually. But we weren't talking about undies.
I know I'm not alone on this one.
This is a thing?
That was 100% a thing.
Someone text in and tell me if you've heard this weird pull down your underwear thing. I feel like you can't do that in 2024. You threaten somebody with that one and you're going straight to jail.
I mean, as a kid, I think it's fine. It's kind of like, I feel like we had all these different parody songs. I'm curious now. What's the one? Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg.
Batmobile lost its wheel and the Joker got away.
See, I was in The Joker Did Ballet.
What was the Joker doing ballet for?
I don't know.
He was too busy trying to blow up the city.
I don't know why that always seemed funnier to us.
You know, it actually is very funny. Someone texted in they've heard the underwear thing before.
Okay, I knew I wasn't alone on the underwear thing.
That. Maybe it's like regional, because I wasn't in Ontario. Maybe Ontario was pulling down underwear at Halloween time.
Did you guys, at least in the territories, have one of those various songs about killing Barney?
Oh, I mean, like, there was always the parodies of because it was the I love you, you love me, but ours was always like I hate you, you hate me. And I can't remember where we go after that.
Let's all get together and kill Barney in a 1-shot, 2-shot, 3-shot, 4. No more purple dinosaur.
I don't remember that part, but I really like it.
There was another one. What is it? Joy to the world. Barney's dead. Yes. We barbecued his head. We flushed it down the potty, and round it goes, and round it goes. Dude, kids are messed up, man.
Dude, and that's the crazy thing. We've talked about this before, is you and I grew up in different times, in opposite parts of the country, and somehow we're singing the same deranged, psychotic songs.
We were all singing the same song about murdering Barney, and we all knew the rumor about Marilyn Manson removing his rib.
Somebody's older brother was just traveling the country, spreading the gospel of weird.
The Brock and Dobby Podcast.
The Brock and Dobby Podcast. It's time for Brock and Dobby's Draft.
All right, our 50-50 jackpot keeps climbing higher and higher as we are getting close to our goal of $60,000. If we do, we will eat the bull testicle on Friday, and there's been a lot of conversation about balls. And so I was thinking for our bad draft this morning, getting away from the male anatomy.
Right, yeah.
Let's do a draft of the greatest balls of all time.
And there are so many different things from, again, stuff from games to food items to all sorts of different balls out there. And with another win in rock, paper, scissors, I get the first overall pick.
What are you going with number 1?
I'm going to the buffet for the thing that everybody puts on their plate. I'm going with chicken balls.
You're going with chicken balls.
Chicken balls, number one.
Oh, I didn't even think about food.
Little red sauce on there.
Okay.
That is the best ball of them all.
Well played.
Thank
I didn't even think about food.
Damn, I could have taken it lower then.
With my number one pick, I am going to go with the tennis ball.
The tennis ball.
So dynamic.
Yeah.
Initially invented for one sport, but so many uses. I mean, you can use it for road hockey, an absolute staple at recess with games like Red Ass.
Sure.
Dogs love them. Hell, you can even use them for physical therapy, training.
That is true.
I do think the tennis ball deserves some recognition in at number one.
Put them on the bottom of the walker for a little bit of extra grip.
Exactly.
That's a good one. I'm, for pick number 2, going to go with a sports ball as well, but I'm choosing the soccer ball. Because with every other sport, you need a couple different things to play. But if you've got the soccer ball, you've got all the equipment. You have the full kit.
Valid.
Just with the soccer ball itself, you can juggle it, you can kick it, you can use it for soccer baseball.
That's why it's the most popular game on planet Earth, I guess.
It's the easiest thing to just jump in. All you need is a soccer ball. That makes it one of the best balls on the planet.
Coming in at number 2 for me, I'm going to go with the classic red dodgeball.
Damn.
A staple of everyone's youth. I mean, I didn't even need to play the sound effect. As soon as I say the red dodgeball,
everybody knew.
You can hear it in your brain. It's one of those things where either someone says it or if you see a photo of it, you can still hear the ringing in their ears. And I think, kind of like the soccer ball, it is a ball that everybody has used at least once in their life.
And similar to the soccer ball, if you've got the red dodgeball, you got a game. You don't need anything else. You've got enough to start a game.
It's an absolute staple.
My final one, I will admit I might be biased by the season, by the time of year. I know some people are going to say, Dalby, it's October, it's too early. But we are getting closer and closer to Christmas. And I cannot wait to open my stocking on the 25th of December and find those little Lindor Lindt chocolate balls.
Oh.
Those are the best chocolates you will get for Christmas.
Those things are so overwhelming, though. You eat like 3 of them, and then you're like, ugh.
Well, I mean, I think the problem is you're eating 3 of them, my guy. Spread it out a little bit.
Don't talk to me about eating too much, brother. With my number 3 pick.
This guy takes 2 food items on his top 3.
Sorry, that was a cheap shot. It was a cheap shot. Low blow. With my number 3 pick in the greatest balls of all time, I'm going to go with the golf ball.
The golf ball?
I'm going to go with the golf ball. Hear me out on this.
You're going to have to sell me on this.
It's the toughest ball to keep.
Okay.
It's a mystery how to keep it in your presence, honestly. It can be easily lost, hard to find. You get very excited when you find one. People steal them all the time. They lie about their golf balls.
Have you noticed a theme through your 3 picks? You've got the tennis ball, which one of the things you mentioned you can do with it is play red ass, a ball that's brought you pain in your life.
Yeah.
The red dodgeball, a ball that has brought you pain in your life. And golf balls, a ball that has brought you pain in your life.
Hey, I'm not kinky or anything, but pain for pleasure, you know?
All right, well, my 3, I've got chicken balls at number 1, straight out the buffet, the soccer ball at number 2, and the Lindt chocolate Christmas balls at number 3.
My picks for the greatest balls of all time is going tennis ball number 1, golf ball red dodgeball at number 2, and golf ball in at number 3.
Definitely a theme tracking through your picks.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Victory!
All right, I'll give you a W this morning. You won the people over with the food.
That was overwhelming. I listen, you got to know what the people want. You talk to their stomachs, you win their hearts. That's what happened here today.
Dude, there's so many foods that are shaped like balls.
Oh, absolutely.
Meatballs, Timbits, cheese balls.
Cheese balls? Honestly, I feel like we disrespected by neither of us including on our list. Meatballs, same thing. I literally made meatballs last night.
What are those, that Italian one, arancini balls with the little rice on the inside?
Oh, yeah.
Puff balls.
Even rice balls. Rice balls are delicious.
Rice balls as well.
So good.
So many things that we missed out on, too. A lot of people saying the New Year's Eve ball, disco balls, snowballs, of course.
Snowballs are delicious. Those are so good. the pink one, right? With the...
This is more talking like...
It's not snowing outside.
I love that's where your head went. You went with the food over the physical snowball.
Someone texted because I was giving you a hard time. I was like, all your balls are pain. And he's like, you can't accuse Brock of having a theme. You just picked food. So hungry. I didn't eat breakfast today.
Yeah, you most definitely had a theme. Congratulations, buddy.
Snowballs are delicious.
They are delicious.
Even the outdoor kind. You put a little syrup on there.
Someone's hungry this morning.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
I know you're a conspiracy guy. You know that one of my favorite things is finding conspiracies to bring them to you,
Lay it on me.
to gauge your interest in them. There is a new big one. Now, we've been talking here and there on the show about some of these massive hurricanes that have been hitting down around Florida.
Yeah.
Hurricane Helene, Hurricane Milton on its way in there now. There is a new conspiracy. Have you heard the name Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Yeah.
She's a right-wing politician down in the States. She went on Twitter and started tweeting about how it seems very odd that these hurricanes seem to be exclusively, or at least majority, hitting Republican voting states and counties.
So are they saying that the government's controlling the hurricanes?
Well, at first, that's what people are like, are you really, like, come on, she's saying this? And then, of course, right-wing supporters are like, no, she's not saying they can control the weather. And then Marjorie Taylor Greene tweeted, I'm saying they're controlling the weather, and it's obvious. So
That's hilarious.
the new conspiracy is that President Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, who is running for president in this upcoming election in the States, have some sort of piece of equipment that the Democrats have built or own that controls the weather, and they are using it to create hurricanes. Well, here, let this guy, I think this guy's from Newsmax TV in the States. He'll explain it a little better.
Has the government figured out how to build a storm into a superstorm that will destroy everything in its path, and then how to aim it right for where they want to aim it? It just happens to miss South Florida, where all the Democrats live.
So are they saying that this is going to prevent people from voting?
Well, the idea is that they take a storm, they use this machine to create big, massive hurricanes, and then they aim them at Republican districts so that it's all they're destroyed and their voting centers are destroyed, loss of life.
I'm not going to lie. You smoke enough jazz cabbage and watch a few of these YouTube,
You could see it?
you could fall into that rabbit hole real quick, I think.
It's one of those things that, like, we talked about yesterday on the show, that this Hurricane Milton is ramping up to where scientists are like, we actually don't know if the Earth can create a more powerful hurricane.
It's like one of the most dangerous hurricanes of all time.
It's
yeah.
incredible. And then you hear like, well, hey, what if there was a machine that did that?
I mean, I could get down a rabbit hole that maybe someone controls the weather.
Right.
But I mean, to be honest, if it was me,
Yeah.
if I could control the weather, I would use it to my advantage too.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
I wouldn't use it to hurt people.
If I had plans and I didn't want it, it's like, oh, you got to go to the in-laws this weekend. It's like, oh no, there's a huge snowstorm.
It's mid-July.
I guess we can't drive anywhere.
Sorry, we're snowed in.
I think if we all had the power to do it, we would do it, man.
The craziest thing, there's a ring of golf ball-sized hail that is exclusively around my mother-in-law's house, and we can't go in.
That one person that you hate is doing something fun,
Yeah.
rain on their parade.
Absolutely. Or even if you didn't want to be evil about it, man, you ever notice that it is always a perfect sunny 20 degrees when Brock has a barbecue?
Yeah. Dude, even the fact of like, I mean, the world is just getting more expensive. I mean, I would just make it rain whenever I need water.
Just rain barrels. Your whole backyard is just rain barrels. You just walk outside and you just fill them up.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
I want to take a moment to say thank you to everyone who is supporting this cause right now. I know a lot of people are obviously in it for themselves to win some money. A lot of people that want to see you squirm on Friday and eat a bowl ball. But also the fact that we can do such stupid things and the outcome is for the greater good is, I don't know, it's always mind-blowing to me how these things work out. We set this $60,000 goal the other day, and I believe that it could be possible, but you guys never
to make it
never
happen so
surprise
fast.
me. It's incredible, man. It's incredible.
I'll say this, and I didn't know if I was going to bring this up on the show today because today's a very personal day for me. We've talked so much about how part of the reason that we've gotten into this is because my wife passed away 5 years ago from breast cancer, and today is her birthday. Would have been her 40th birthday, and so I've been trying to just like lean into hey, we're having a lot of fun here in the show today, and it's been really helping, and watching this number go up has been made today a lot easier, but just to see that we're at $52,000 raised in a week on Nicole's birthday is it's really friggin' cool, man. I just about swore. I just about got it.
It's okay, man. It's all good.
Text in and buy your tickets if you want. And again, I don't care if it's selfish because you want to win 50-50, if you want to see us eat a bull testicle, or as one of my son's classmates told him yesterday after listening to the show, a bowl of testicles.
Yeah.
Or if you want to support the cause. Any of the above works because the end result is the same, and that's an incredible amount of money that is going to be life-changing for people who are afflicted with breast cancer.
It's going to help out so many people, and like I said, to be able to do something so silly with an outcome that's so amazing is it's crazy.
We are two absolute idiots that never thought we'd be able to make an impact like this, and it's really cool, and we only get to do it because of you guys.
It makes what we do feel worthwhile.
For more Brock and Dalby, tune in weekday mornings 5:30 to 9.
The Brock and Dalby podcast is brought to you by badshop.ca, the Brock and Dalby merch store, with all proceeds going to the Canadian Cancer Society.